Donald Trump told a joke. He told a joke at a rally based on a false New York Times story, and Tim Ryan has decided to run his entire campaign on it. Now look, Tim Ryan is publicly out there on national television saying, "I love Nancy Pelosi." A few months ago, he went before a national audience and said that he has to suck up and kiss up to Chuck Schumer. The guy who's subservient to the national party is Tim Ryan, who's been begging for these guys to come into this race and save him from the campaign that he's been running. So look, it's ridiculous for him to accuse me of being anything, because he has utterly failed to be independent to represent this valley, and he will utterly fail to represent the people of Ohio if he's elected to the United States Senate.
This is obviously a clip that JD is running to try to misrepresent people. I ran against Nancy Pelosi, JD, for leadership. And you have to have the courage to take on your own leaders. These leaders in D.C.
Why don't you vote against them?
They will eat you up like a chew toy, right? I mean, you were calling Trump America's Hitler. Then you kissed his ass.
That's not true.
It is true. And then you kissed his ass, and then he endorsed you. And you said he's the greatest president of all time. Mitch McConnell gave you $40 million to prop up your campaign. Peter Thiel gave you $15 million. That's $55 million, JD. What do you think they want for that?
Biden administration officials are considering trying to discourage American companies from expanding business ties with Saudi Arabia. That's according to 3 current and former U.S. officials familiar with the discussions. That move would be part of the U.S. response to the Saudi-led push to cut global oil production by 2 million barrels a day. With us now to talk more about this is NBC News Pentagon correspondent Courtney Kube. Courtney, good morning. What do we know about this?
That's right. So the United States, the Biden administration, has made no secret about the fact that they are very upset about the decision by OPEC just a couple of weeks ago to cut oil production. So we've been speaking with a number of administration officials and former officials to see what exactly they can do to squeeze Saudi Arabia to try to convince them to change the production of oil. Now, one thing that we've heard, the reality is there aren't a lot of good diplomatic opportunities for them. But one thing that we have heard now is that the administration is considering trying to use American businesses. Now, this would hit Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, right where, and one of his main priorities, that is expanding business in Riyadh. He has this initiative that hasn't gone into effect yet that says that some of these major companies have to have their regional headquarters in Riyadh by 2024. And if they don't, they will no longer get some of these lucrative government contracts. Because of that, a number of American companies are reconsidering where they have their regional headquarters. The Biden administration now is considering talking to these companies to try to get them to pull back some of their ties, these business ties, with the Saudi government. In addition to that, there is a big business conference that takes place next week called the Future Investment Initiative. It's often known as Davos in the desert. It's a big deal, again, for Mohammed bin Salman, trying to showcase the opportunities for businesses in Saudi Arabia. The U.S. officials have now told us that they will not send any senior U.S. government officials to that conference. It's probably too late for them to influence the many, many American businesses that will be represented there. But this is one of the opportunities that the U.S. is looking at as a way to really send a signal to Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, that they are very upset about this OPEC decision, Jose.
And so, Courtney, just it's not something that they've actually started to do, but rather they're considering doing?
Exactly. So they have not started reaching out to these companies, according to the officials who we spoke with. But it's one of the things under consideration. We have heard some administration officials talk about other potential ways that they could squeeze the Saudis with things like foreign military sales or even the potential for U.S. troops. But the officials we spoke with said, look, nothing like that is on the table yet. It's just in the realm of possible. They are all looking at the next OPEC meeting on December 4th as a potential inflection point. If they do not change production, or even if they do something like cut the production again at that December meeting, that is when we will see potential for real changes between the U.S. and the Saudi relationship, Jose.
Courtney Kube, thank you so very much.
In Ukraine, horrific scenes in Kyiv after Russia launched a wave of drone attacks, killing at least 4 people. Richard Engel is in Ukraine. And Richard, these kamikaze drones, as they're known, are a new tactic by Russia.
Lester, it is new. Russia is increasingly relying on these Iranian-made drones, firing them in swarms, dozens at a time against Ukrainian cities. And the drones are fairly low-tech. They don't carry much explosive power, but they can travel great distances. They're highly maneuverable, they're very accurate, and they're extremely inexpensive and hard to shoot down. Last night, right where I am, I heard one of these Iranian drones up in the sky, and it is very unnerving to hear them buzzing above you and knowing that they could dive bomb at any time. And that is why Ukrainians say they need more air defenses. Lester?
All right, Richard, you and your team continue to be safe. Thanks.
Now to that blast of winter. Bitter temperatures and snow in some areas are making it feel more like Christmas is coming rather than Halloween. Alex Perez is in chilly Indianapolis for us. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, Robin. Yeah, a rude awakening here in Indianapolis and many other cities, waking up to feel like temperatures in the 20s.
Overnight, a bitter winter blast taking aim at the Midwest. Lake-effect snow in northern Indiana had drivers on edge as they navigated the slick roads, some truckers not taking any chances, opting to pull over and wait out the storm. That heavy snowfall weighing down power lines.
Oh my God!
Causing power flashes and alarming drivers. More than a foot of snow has fallen in parts of Wisconsin and Michigan, and now temperatures are in the 20s across much of the Midwest. In Ironwood, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, socked with 14 inches of snow. Powerful waves lashing the shore of Lake Michigan as cold, windy weather moves in.
And adding to the misery of the cold, officials believe it will likely cost you more to heat your home this winter. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, those who heat their homes with natural gas can expect to pay about 28% more, those with oil about 27% more, and those who heat with electricity about 10% more. Robin?
As you said, adding to the misery of the cold. Alex, thank you.
We turn now to that horrific attack in a Connecticut neighborhood. A 10-year-old boy mauled by a bear in his grandparents' backyard, the bear trying to drag him away. His grandfather in a wheelchair trying to fight off the bear. Here's Trevor Ault.
Tonight, that terrifying backyard bear encounter, a 10-year-old boy playing outside his grandparents' house in Connecticut when the 250-pound black bear started dragging him away.
The bear came out of the woods, unexpectedly grabbed the poor 10-year-old, dragged him off toward the woods.
The boy's grandfather, who reportedly uses a wheelchair, throwing this metal bar at its head, and a neighbor heard the screams and managed to scare the animal back, freeing the boy, but it wouldn't go away.
Stay in the area for now. The bear is reported to still be in the yard and aggressive at this time.
State police and wildlife officials ultimately shooting and killing the bear, as they say a booming bear population is leading to more dangerous encounters like these.
A lot of folks are now carrying bear whistles or air horns, bear spray, things that can alert a bear to their presence. And that can help avoid some unexpected confrontations and conflicts.
David, this child was rushed to the hospital with bite wounds to his thigh and his foot and claw wounds on his back, but thankfully his injuries are not considered life-threatening. David?
All right, that is good to hear. Trevor, thank you.
Sheriff Grady Judd tells us this was quite the close call for the victim. After the father and son fired 7 shots into her car, she drove to this Circle K and called 911.
Now, what I'm about to tell you, you just absolutely cannot believe.
Sheriff Judd says it all started with a package delivered to the wrong door on Saturday morning when a neighbor realized that package of medication was for 73-year-old Gino Costa. He dropped it off at the correct address. Sheriff Judd says Costa and his 15-year-old son received alerts from the Ring camera of an unknown person at the door.
So what do? They think they're being broken into. Are you kidding me? The dude is being a good neighbor.
The sheriff says the father and son each grabbed a .45 caliber handgun and went searching in the parking lot for a suspected burglar that didn't exist. The sheriff says Costa approached a car with an innocent woman minding her own business in the driver's seat.
when she looks up and she sees Gino standing at the back of her vehicle with a gun pointed at her, screaming for her to get out of the car.
Thinking she was being carjacked, she hit reverse and backed into another car. That's when the sheriff says the son fired 5 shots and his father shot twice at the victim's car.
During our investigation, we learned that one of the bullets, even though it didn't hit her, went through the baby's car seat in the back and lodged in the driver's seat of the car. Our victim was that close to death.
And Sheriff Judd says neither the father nor the son had a criminal history, but now they each face several gun charges in addition to attempted felony murder. Reporting in Polk County, I'm Justin Shecker, 8 on your side.